Hello everyone, Gen here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Call of Duty Ghosts. I've already done a review for Advanced Warfare, so I guess it's time to review Call of Duty Ghosts. I wouldn't expect anything too positive out of this review if I were you, because, well, Call of Duty Ghosts is probably my least favorite Call of Duty. And I'm including Call of Duty 3, so in the list of favorite or least favorite Call of Duty, so that's quite a bad game. But let's start with the single player, which is acceptable, mostly. The story isn't too unrealistic, especially considering the Odin and Loki satellites, but the in-game monologues that happen between levels are pretty much ridiculous, making the story ridiculous. I guess it was meant to sound serious or awesome, but it really didn't work. As for Riley, your dog companion, well, he's about what you would expect from your dog companion. Although you can control him at one point and then carry him later in the game when someone shoots him, and he can't walk on his own. People said that Infinity Ward would kill Riley, but they're not that cruel. Well, with their characters at least. Considering multiplayer, that's a different story. On the bright side, however, there is a tank mission. And I think the last tank mission in Call of Duty was in World at War. And this is a modern tank, so there's thermal sights, coaxial machine guns, which were actually in World at War, I think. But it's still a tank level, and that's a good thing, so I'd have to say that's a plus. Even better, there's a mission where you fly an Apache. And that's the best mission in the game. And possibly in Call of Duty history. Well, the Hind mission in Black Ops 1 was good, but I rest my case. Helicopter missions are the best. Moving on to a less positive note, we have the underwater mission, which I did not like at all. Especially the sharks. It's slow, your gun feels like it doesn't kill anyone. It's basically the worst part of the campaign. Easily the worst part. The space mission is not as bad as the underwater mission. I wouldn't say it's a historically great mission, and it's not the first space mission in Call of Duty history. Although it is the first one where you can shoot in space. Actually, there are two space missions, but still, the point is, it's a good change of pace. I don't see it going anywhere, but it was fun. On a much less positive note in the campaign, they removed Black Ops 2's loadout customization, which I understand that wasn't an Infinity Ward move, but back to previous levels of campaign customization, it's not good. It's kinda sad, really. And Hemorrhagers in campaign would be nice too. Yeah. Also, the cliffhanger ending basically sets up the world for Call of Duty Ghosts 2, which is a game I don't think anyone wants. Unless they make some pretty big changes to Call of Duty Ghosts in the first place. Let's talk about some things that aren't parts of the game. Are parts of the game, but they're not essential modes to the game. Weapons. I'd have to say the weapons are actually surprisingly good. One of the most underrated weapons is an assault rifle, the SC-2010. It is very accurate, pretty damaging, and no one likes it. Which is a dang shame, because the K7 is also a good one. But these were overlooked for the Remington R5 and M2RX, because those guns, I don't know, the pros use them? I don't really know, I don't follow competitive Call of Duty. And speaking for the shotguns and sniper rifles, you know what they say, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Now let's move on to the graphics, which depend heavily on what platform you're playing this on. On the 360 or the PlayStation 3, the graphics are worse than Black Ops 2, but not that much worse. They look kinda ugly in multiplayer though. On PC, the graphics are, of course, the best, but there are plenty of graphical glitches, and you'll probably be lucky to find a single person playing it. I don't actually have it, so I'm not sure if that estimate's right. I can't speak for the Wii U. And on the Xbox One or PlayStation 4, the graphics are the best, considering how many players you'll be able to play with. put out bats. Now let's move on to squads mode, which I played hardly any of, and that was only the safeguard mode. And I think safeguard is a good survival mode, but Modern Warfare 3 did survival mode the best. That's just my personal opinion. And overall, I'd have to say that squads is okay. I'd rather play multiplayer, at least with bats, or single player, or extinction, but squads isn't bad. Speaking of extinction, extinction is a fun game mode. It's a change of pace from zombies. It's fun, like I said, but it gets tedious after a while. The DLC maps are, well, good, but I think focusing it more on story makes it kind of very repetitive to be playing the same thing over and over to try to get to the ending. That's really not a good design decision. But scavenging for various loot, like Semtex grenades or other things, that's a fun addition. Zombies learn something from that, and I hope it will in Black Ops 2 Zombies. And let's get to the multiplayer, which this is going to be ending the review on a negative note. A very negative note. Let's start off with the UAVs, which aren't in the game, but SATCOMs are, for whatever reason, despite UAVs being more useful. There doesn't seem to be a logical in-story explanation for this. I mean, I understand in Black Ops 3 that's coming up, there's going to be directed energy air defense, but even that's going to have aerial UAVs. That's kind of redundant, but my point is, there doesn't seem to be any good reason whatsoever for replacing UAVs. Especially considering that you don't have any lock-on rocket launcher except as a kill streak. And then there's the guard dog, which is overpowered, so you'll have to shoot it at range. But I really unlike Riley in the campaign, I don't really feel anything about the guard dog. I have nothing against killing it. And IEDs are, you know how irritating claymores can be? Well, imagine cloaked claymores, or practically camouflaged, that you can put anywhere. And now you have a good idea of IEDs. The ghillie suit is probably the worst thing, the most overpowered thing. You have to get 300 kills with a sniper rifle if I remember correctly, and then you can basically hide in any foliage on any multiplayer map, which is, I think, most of them, except the ones set in Egypt. And Stonehaven is way too big. Way too big. As a Battlefield 4 team deathmatch map, it'd probably be a little bit on the small side, but still more reasonable than in Call of Duty. Also, kill streaks are not that great. The perks you get, I see they were trying to do the Black Ops 2 idea of having different perks based on whether you wanted them or not, but the perks here are just disorderly and chaotic. And it's confusing how they also tried to rip off the Pick 10 system in Black Ops 2, but they really didn't explain how everything works. Ever. The time to kill is also too fast. Many people have noted this, but you can hardly turn around to kill someone who's shooting you, because if they start shooting, they're probably going to kill you. And there's Levolution, which was in Battlefield 4, which released around the same time as this game, actually a little earlier, but Infinity Ward tried to add that. It doesn't really change anything. Maybe you can open a door. Yeah, it's not that great. Or you can close some garage doors, you can breach a wall. Nothing that impressive. And certainly nothing like knocking down a skyscraper in Shanghai. Which I think is terrorism. In fact, I know it's terrorism, and hold on a second, my monitor just shut off while I'm recording this. Okay, that's much better. But the hit detection is actually good, Modern Warfare 2 level good, and unfortunately knifing leaves you open to enemy fire most of the time unless you're using the golden knife, which you can unlock through prestiging, which involves creating an entirely new character, unlocking the weapons all over again by buying them with squad points, which isn't that great. Oh, and also the camos are lame, most of them. I have the Flags of the World camo and the Galaxy, I think it's called, camo, and I'd have to say that the Galaxy camo is the best. Gold camo is not very good. So let's get to what I think of Call of Duty Ghosts overall. Call of Duty Ghosts tries to be stealthy. It's not impressive in that regard, or really in any regard, and it falls short of being even good. The multiplayer mode is fun if you are playing with bots or a couple friends on your same team against bots, but I would stay out of public ones. They're not that great. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you later. Go453 out. As for the next review I'll be doing, that'll probably be Black Ops 2 for the next Call of Duty review. The next overall review, I'm not sure. It might be Borderlands 2 or Watch Dogs. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go453 out.